Nadia, you've made all the papers. You've made it onto the news.
I'm cringing as you say
and this
that.
but it was incredibly personal. Obviously, I'm your friend, and I've known how you felt about this for ages. But even I was moved to tears when I saw what you put online.
Don't get going again.
But, you know, if you hadn't said it, nobody would know, because look at you.
Well, part of the thing is, like, whenever I finish the show, I get so many tweets about, oh, your natural curls, or this, that, and I always say, God, I feel such a fake, because they are amazing here, the makeup people, what they do, and they spend a lot of time on my hair. And as I say in the film, that, you know, my hair was, you know, just so naturally thick and so naturally curly, and I've lost about a third of my hair.
So is it as much psychological as anything else? Because you don't feel that same bulk of your hair?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, like we've all been in makeup a good hour, haven't we? 15 minutes, some of us 2 hours.
We do not arrive looking like this.
And, you know, you saw what my hair looked like this morning. You know, my hair does not look like this. My hair is all done by, you know, it's... yeah, I mean, I've got male pattern baldness. So the thing is, I've lost a certain amount of hair. I don't know how much more hair I'm going to lose. I don't know. But the overwhelming... I put this little film out. I had no idea of the response that we're going to get.
Did you do that just privately?
Yes,
and
yeah. I just had no idea that there was so many people. And it was strange because when I was making that little film, I was actually going to be talking about a product that I was using just to try and get curls in. And then I was suddenly faced with myself and I got really upset thinking about my hair. So I showed Mark the film. I said, listen, do you think I should put this out?
Yeah.
And he was round the corner listening to it. And then he said... because we ended up rowing about it, actually, because he said... I just heard him say, oh, my God, Nadia. And I came flying around the corner. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, my God. And I thought he was saying... Why I would think this when he's the sweetest, kindest man, I don't know. But I thought he was sort of saying, oh, my God, that was so over the top. It's so much. What's the... But actually, he was like, I didn't know that you felt this bad about it. And even though he was there the day I came back after I'd had the diagnosis, if that's the right word, and I sort of told him and then moved on very quickly to something else.
Were you hiding it from him?
No, I told him about it and I moan about my hair, but he didn't know. And that's because I do feel, and this is what I found so much with the comments, there is a sense of... We hear about men saying they feel demasculated when they lose their hair. I think as women, we feel defeminised, you know, and the poor man, he already knows I'm incontinent, I've got piles, spider veins. Now I'm going to be balding as well, you know.
Which part of you still OK?
I tell you what, though, it's not surprising you've had such a response, though, because... And you've had overwhelmingly a positive response. And from people wanting to tell you their stories. Because the statistics are that by the age of 50, right, by the age of 50, 40% of women are showing signs of hair loss. And less than 45% of women actually reach the age of 80 with a full head of hair.
And you had problems too, didn't you?
I had alopecia when I was going through a particularly stressful time in my life. I had alopecia where I developed little bald patches. Luckily, they were at the back and I could brush the rest of my hair over. And I went to the doctor and he said, right, that's alopecia, totally different thing. But again, it's about your crowning glory. It's about your head of hair. Your hair is so important because it's how it frames your face.
But you're lucky that
And in my alopecia, it grew back white and then the white hair fell out and then it grew back properly and I've never had a problem since. But it just shows
was it really traumatic, though, when you were losing that?
It's terrifying because you don't know how far it's going to go. It could have covered the whole of my head.
You see, it's important to say that actually all of us around this table have had isses about hair. When you talk about putting extensions in and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, people might not know, Gloria. This is extensions. I'm like Nadia. This is nothing real about me. And my hair loss started in my early 40s. Same thing, thinning here, and you can see my scalp in a certain light. Sometimes I put makeup on it or spray it just to cover it. See, my hair does not look like this, and I refuse to take it lying down. So I put fake stuff in because it makes me feel womanly.
See, mine started to go thin because of, when I say drugs, I don't mean those sort of drugs. I mean medical drugs, because there was cortisone or something in it that actually made my hair fall out. Now, I was absolutely mortified because all my life I'd had masses of thin hair as opposed to thick hair, but it just went really, really thin. But I managed to find a product, and I want to say to people, because it's such a big problem, there is a lot of help, if only to make it look thicker. And if you notice on any of the ads at the moment, they're all actually concentrating on making your hair look thicker.
Giving
and
it
so
body.
there is help. And also, of course, we have to think about men as well.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I know somebody used to do hair transplants, and that company said that men would sit with their back to the wall in a restaurant so that people wouldn't see them going bald.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it
it's
is a
just
problem.
as traumatic for men.
I know, but well done to you just for being so open.
Yes, well done.